Hello and welcome to A Matter of Fact. With me this week I have Max Wilkins.
Hello.
Simon Egan.
Hi.
Laura Stevens.
Hello.
And I'm your host Kirby Rawstorn. For our third episode, the topic is ancient Greece, a group of cities, kingdoms and principalities that existed where the country of Greece now resides today. Cool, okay, so on to round two, which this week is technology. First up we've got Simon.
Technology. Okay, well, most people, well, I say most people, but anybody who kind of knows a little bit about ancient Greece, they know wasn't a lot of technology around there, even though there was quite a lot of philosophers and emerging mathematicians and stuff like this. But I picked also something that's quite relevant to my life as the previous one, and that most people I think can relate to, alarm clocks. As it's one of the most commonly used gadgets, it actually has quite varied and coloured history throughout. Normal winding clocks that use springs and stuff, whereas modern age it's not really something that most people consider. It's just a part of an app of your phone. Mm-hmm. It's not really something that anyone thinks alarm clock fine. But I mean, say in the situation that you had no technology, no electricity, anything like that, apart from the simple thing of trying to survive and make food, which probably a few people would struggle with, trying to figure out if you needed to be up or the time and alarm clocks and stuff like that, unless like back in what it would have been the 20s, I think it was, they had knocker-uppers. Yeah. They had people who were paid to go around and wake people up in time for work, which they also had people that would come around and wake them up in time to go do that.
The knocker-uppers, knocker-upper. Yeah, I remember.
And it goes around and around in a circle, so it's that sort of thing.
Sorry. There was a knocker-uppers knocker-up.
Yeah, basically at some point there was always someone awake, so there was someone whose job it was to wake up the person who woke everyone else up, and there was the person who woke everyone else up who was up, for the later half of...
It's not some sort of weird sexual transition.
No, that's not...
But we can get you books.
That's not where I was going. It's just hilarious that the bloke whose job it was specifically
usually women.
Women. Yeah. The person whose job...
So typically when people get knocked up it is by a woman.
Let me get this straight.
No, when people get knocked up it's by a man.
It's the woman that normally gets knocked up.
I know what you're saying, but if you think about it, in the 20s, they didn't people even something as simple as a watch was not something easy. Yeah. So you would have maybe some of the grander cathedrals in bigger cities would have a clock on it. Mm-hmm. In which case you would have somebody that would watch that and then watch the clock and then go wake people.
Exactly.
And other ways you look at small industrial towns, small coal mining towns and whatever. Being a mining town, they don't need to worry about what time of the day it is because you're underground. So you would have shift work. So you would also have somebody that would work along the shift work to get people up in time. And then when the next shift was starting, you'd also have somebody else that would get woke up by the previous people that are done with their shift, saying, okay, we're done, it's time to wake everybody else up. And it would knock on throughout the day. So you could have, for the 20s, you'd have two shifts. You'd have the day shift and the night shift, and they would overlap. You wouldn't have like you have in modern times with 8-hour shifts and 10 hours. So it'd be a 12-hour shift, or it would be 24-hour shift. And it would just roll over. You'd always have somebody would always be up, and so they would always get the knocker-upper would always get knocked up by another knocker-upper.
This sounds like a song from Frozen. It has to be said.
But anyway, going back to
no. There's a song called Fixer Upper, and
this is just
just turned my head to Knocker Upper.
We're gonna get claimed by Disney if we carry on doing this.
There are other children's movies that you can sing along to, not to be biased.
Yeah, no, there are. True. That's very true.
Tangled is
but
best.
Anyway, dragging the whole
Tangled was Disney.
Dragging this whole conversation back to ancient Greece. Plato used to have an alarm clock that was it was quite similar to a water organ. Basically, so it was recorded that it used to go off around dawn to actually notify to any of his students that they could his lectures all start, because Plato, all his lectures used to start at dawn. So he used an alarm clock to wake up all his students and let everyone know that their lectures would be starting.
It's been a long time since I was at university, but dawn would
dawn would not hold with the...
We were still up at dawn.
But if it's going off at dawn and their lectures start at dawn,
Well, you know what I mean. It would go off to let people. It would go off before dawn. I mean, sorry. I phrased
stood there.
I phrased that
leaning
wrong.
over them.
Basically, it would go off signaling the beginning of his lectures. Basically,
so they were already late.
So
well, no, basically, it would go off before dawn because obviously, if you use dawn as a meter, as a time, and that things start, then
that constantly changes.
The fact that well, yes, but the fact that it gets bright would be a good enough gauge to know that it was time to get up. Whereas the alarm clock that he used was to let everybody know that his lectures were going to start. So you probably have it go off a little while before dawn. And then his lectures would start at dawn because it's a bit hard to teach a lecture in the dark.
But not impossible.
No, according to some of my professors.
It's not impossible, but
I would like to believe that this was the start of a beautiful student tradition, which is waking up, hearing the water organ and going, shit, I'm late. Plato hates it when I'm late.
But I mean, the water organ was only one example of it. They also had like air bellows that would set off noises. It would drop pebbles onto big gongs and stuff. Just to make, I mean, there was various ways to use it. It's the way to use it. You would have something like either something would run from water or even an hourglass as your feature. That when it got to a certain point, the biggest impressive thing was that they had quite for 285 to 428 BC, they had quite an accurate way of keeping account of time that they could actually set an apparatus up that would wake them up at a time that they wanted to get up at.
It's impressive that app used to mean apparatus, not application.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
The Plato Apple apparatus stuff.
That's pretty much all I have on that.
Cool. Laura, what you got?
I don't feel like I can follow up Simon's fact, to be honest, because that was quite grand. That even though it connected with his life, it also went into a lot of depth, and there was a lot there.
He's poured his heart and soul into the 15 minutes.
I just don't think I can follow him with my fact that the ancient Greeks invented the yo-yo. I mean, it might be relevant to my life. I might be a championship. I'm really not a championship yo-yo, but they invented the yo-yo. So, although there is belief, and some historians do report that the Chinese got there first in terms of inventing the yo-yo.
Yeah,
there is evidence, including artwork amongst pottery, inscription, etc., that there's images of ancient Greeks yo-yoing from about 440 BC, but as I said, I don't feel like that's worth mentioning after Simon's grand
I do not believe you. I do not believe you.
Well, the only thing is, can anyone else remember the song "Walk the Dog Like an Egyptian"? And I kind of go, yeah, Greeks, Egyptians, Chinese, it's all very much of a muchness.
I love the image.
Absolutely, no, because it is very much of a muchness, because let's face it, Cleopatra was actually Greek.
Which is a fact you can't pigeonhole in later.
I love the image of a Greek urn, the ones that depict certain scenes from history, and it's got a Greek man and his hand outflung and a string coming off from his hand, and then you actually have to turn the vase around, and then eventually there's the yo-yo.
I thought you were going to say there's Daft Punk on the other side singing around the world.
No,
that's the name of it.
I thought he was going to segment it, so as you turn around you can see it was a yo-yo, not a ball on a stick. Because if we're going to have a picture of a yo-yo, you look even modern times, with modern technology, if you have a picture of somebody with a yo-yo, it looks like they have a very thin stick with a round thing on the end of it. It doesn't look like a yo-yo. I was thinking that when you were saying with the urn, I thought maybe there was one picture of it out all the way, and then you turn around, there's another guy with it in a little bit, and then so if you spun the urn really fast,
quickly, and it's zoetropes. I love it, but it's just the mystery of it. As you turn it, could it be a dog? Is it a dog at the end of a string? Is it something? Is it a ball on the end of a stick? No, it's a yo-yo. I can see that now.
Why would you have a ball on the end of the string?
Because you just said it.
Yeah, so you can get it back in the cup.
I'm really
because the ball's on the string. No, we can't do that.
Okay, so you're saying that when you first yo-yoed, if you ever yo-yoed in your life, the first move
Sorry,
you
I
ever
believe
did,
it's yode.
Yode. I do apologise, aficionados of the yoing.
No, I'm bullshitting.
So when you first got a yo-yo, the first trick you ever did was to go horizontally straight out. That's the first thing you did.
Yeah.
You didn't do that.
Yeah, because people can't be holding a stick pointing straight down at the ground. Maybe the thing on the end of it's heavy. You're saying because it's not straight out. You could no. What I'm saying is, if you looked at a picture of somebody yo-yoing,
Yes.
they don't necessarily have
still picture.
Fair play. If your idea of yo-yoing is vertically across in a straight line,
No,
that's
but
impressive.
that's what you're saying with it being around a base.
He was the one saying it was going around a vase.
Well, that's always wrong. Can we just agree with that?
I was saying that it would be straight down, so it looks like somebody's holding a stick with a ball at the end of it.
Okay,
so if you had one where it's...
Okay, forgive me, Simon. I retract it. I redirect my previous statement towards the person to my side and not across the table.
Yeah.
What we're saying is,
your
what we're
quarrels
saying-
with him, not me.
What
I
we're
do apologise.
What we are saying
Fucking
here
bread
is that
loving man here.
the ancient Greeks invented the first joke invisible dog. There's a long stick. There was nothing on the end of it.
No, that's perfect. That's perfect.
There we
I
go.
love it.
That's what we. That's Laura's.
Because to be fair, if you did a rudimentary urn picture of somebody with a yo-yo, it might actually look like somebody's got a string with an invisible dog on the end of it, but he's got a collar.
Kirby, when this eventually airs, I will have supplied you with links and source material of the images of my facts.
And we shall see.
Okay.
We shall see the first invisible dog
It'll
trick.
either be one urn or a zoetrox urn. We shall see.
Of the invisible dog
We
trick.
shall see. I'm looking forward to it.
Max, I believe you have an interesting fact for us.
Well, we shall see. Shall we not?
No, you
Yes.
do. I know what your fact is, so
Yes,
it's pretty cool.
My fact, in essence, is that Heron of Alexandria invented the first robot or automata. This was invented by a gentleman called Heron of Alexandria in approximately...
You just said that.
I just want to get my
Sorry, I'm not trying to nitpick.
I think you mean specifically he was the librarian of the library at Alexandria, which was one of the finest libraries in the world at the time.
Sorry, you just lost me there.
Sorry, this was developed in the year 60 CE, or as we would say, AD. And it consisted of two ropes wrapped around two horizontal axles side by side. You're going to have to go with me as I sort of try and visualise this. Two horizontal axles side by side.
Right.
So like an equal sign.
No. Like straight line divided into two horizontal axles, as you would have the front axles of a car separated by the drive shaft. Yes?
Okay.
So each one rotates the wheels separately. Okay.
Right.
Suspended from a vertical cylinder was a stone on the rope that fell down through the cylinder, providing a form of power. Pegs on the axle alternated the direction that the string unwound as the stone dropped. So each one of the two ropes was attached to each one of the two axles, and the pegs would alternate the direction and speed at which those ropes unwound. This alternated the direction the automata moved. So if you imagine a tank, the way that controls, so it would stop the wheel on one side and the right hand wheel would continue, turning it from the side. The pegs in their layout essentially equaled rudimentary programming, the forefather of punch card technology. So he could alternate whether it went forwards, which way it turned, and he could program it with different pegs in different slots to do different things, and he showed this off to crowds. Heron of Alexandria also invented a mechanical play, so if you imagine a form of Rube Goldberg machine, a perpetual motion with stones providing the power.
Perpetual motion?
Perpetual motion.
The thing that hasn't...
The thing that hasn't been...
a form of perpetual motion.
But
it defies the law of thermodynamics.
To be a form, it would have to actually exist, which it doesn't as of yet. So your facts are relevant. Continue.
Heron of Alexandria also invented a coin-operated holy water dispenser, but I'm not going to tell you how now, because you're taking the piss.
Yeah, actually, no, the vending machine. Yeah, this is the one I knew about.
The automaton. The automaton you were talking about. Basically, from how you've described it, it's similar to how a music box operates.
Yes, almost exactly.
Only he can program it by moving the pegs.
Yes, in fact, that was also how the mechanical play operated.
Yeah.
Very similar to a music box. And if anybody listening is interested, YouTube, search Heron of Alexandria mechanical play. There's a very esoteric, very calming video that shows you how it works.
There are other video websites available.
There are other websites available. Just chuck it into your nearest search engine that definitely isn't Google. Yes, I thought that was quite interesting because it was the first form of robot.
Yeah, so My fact for this round is that the ancient Greeks liked pictures of naked women.
Hey!
Why you?
Why
Anyone but you.
Why did you also turn into the Colonel from Blackadder as well?
I think out of anyone here, I would know how to best appreciate a picture of a naked woman.
By doing a melt chip sound. They expose themselves and you go,
To our hero, Stephen Fry.
Mr. Fry.
Right.
The ancient Greeks liked pictures of naked women. So this is clearly not unusual, but the Greeks took it a further step. They invented plumbed-in showers just so they could put pictures on jars of women showering. Actually, it was pretty much less smutty than that, really, but they did invent showers, shower rooms, sinks with running water, and a multitude of other things that involved pipes and bathing. And then they put pictures of all that stuff on vases, along with yo-yoing.
Yeah, but that you want a shower, love. I mean, look at the vase. That's a shower.
Yeah.
But you want running water? Look at the other vase.
I
you want a yo-yo? There you go.
But the point is, shop fronts. They just had.
They had vases. Yeah.
Okay,
And they had
is
to-
it
I wouldn't buy one of
vases or
those.
vases?
It's like bath and bath. Bath and bath. That's the one.
As ambitious as your comments were, I'm sure the showers were more to do with hygiene than just pictures.
Oh yeah. No, it's just an interesting way of phrasing it, to be honest.
Can I just qualify because I missed some of the facts, unfortunately.
The Greeks had showers. Sorry,
But there were
plumbed
pictures
in.
of. What were the pictures of? Sorry.
Naked women having showers.
In the showers.
Yes.
Whilst you're having a shower, you look at showers.
No. My point was just that there are vases of.
The vases. Wait, I was going to say that incorporates cleanliness and porn. It's very.
Max, so for Father's Day, back in ancient Greece, you would buy your father a lovely vase of naked women showering and say congratulations.
Was it called Hustler, but with like a V instead of the U?
I thought vases were your whole area, man. That's what most of your research was on.
I only know how to turn them very slowly.
Okay.
Yo-yos on the other side.
Or a dog.
That's
Right, okay. The string. Well, maybe you could have actually quite a big vase. It could be a guy holding the string, and as you turn it, he's actually holding the lever on a bucket for a shower for somebody.
Could be pulling the bucket
With a robot in the shower.
With a robot in the shower. Robot wouldn't work in the shower.
But
The circle of life.
It's not electric. Actually, it would work.
There's no mechanical parts in that robot. It would work fine in a shower.
not to pull anything away from your.
This
your
is a
facts.
comically phrased fact. I would like to point out the fact is that they had showers and plumbed-in showers
for
for the second time. So for round 2, we have Simon's alarm clock, Laura's yo-yo, Max's robot vending machine, and my naked women. So who are you going with, Laura?
Naked women.
I like naked women. Grand. Max, who are you going with?
I gotta go with naked women.
Simon?
I'm gonna go with Max's automaton
Vending
because
machine.
that's, to be fair, that's
In
quite
all
the
fairness,
best
yeah, I'm quite. I like the old the vending machine of Alexandria. So yeah, right. That's between me and Max then.
thing. Max is running away with it.
So far, so good.
You'd be surprised. This game can turn around and bite you in the arse in a minute.
Yeah, I bet it will.
Oh.
Yeah, it will.